Amazon delivery service partners are hiring full-time delivery drivers to meet growing customer demand. Receive compensation of at least $20 per hour at select stations, plus benefits, and a sign-on bonus of $1,000 from participating DSPs if you apply now. No delivery experience required. Must be 21 years or older. Terms apply. Apply today at amazon.com/driver. That's amazon.com/driver.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey, Eric, how are you?
I am fabulous, although I have not been to New York or Chicago recently.
You have not, but I have. So,
Wait, what?
Should I tell you about it?
Sure. Tell me all about it.
So, I went to Chicago and New York. All right, what else are we going to talk about?
Is that where you insert the cricket sound?
No, I actually, I got a really good deal a long time ago in a galaxy far away for me and my wife to go to New York for, it was, I think, 2 nights, 3 days. It was like $100 for the night for both nights together. Just had to do some stupid timeshare thing. You know, the usual.
Yeah.
But I accidentally booked a day early on the flight. So I had to use some of my Hilton points to get a room for a third night. So with the first night, we were staying at the Hilton Garden Inn near Times Square. And then the second 2 nights, we were a block from Park Street, which they call Billionaire Row or something like that. And we stayed at the Hilton there, and it was just so dope. Park Avenue, yeah. See, I'm not Park Drive. I don't even know the words, but we had a great time. We found this little pub right down the street called PJ's, which is, $2 less a beer, which saved us a lot of money. But we got up one morning, took a 2.5 hour, 3 hour walk through Central Park, had some breakfast out there at a boathouse we found, and just basically wandered all over
but there wasn't any like set thing. I know you had something in Chicago specific that you were going to specifically, but you had nothing in New York that was specific. You were just going for like a quick little visit.
Yeah, a little visit. Evelyn's never been. I had been a couple times for work. So we went and we did do 3 things. We did the Top of the Rock, which was pretty dope. We did that at night.
Yep.
That was really cool to do it at night. And then we did the World One Trade Center at the very top.
Yes. The best elevators. Dope. The elevators are insane. Like the best part of the whole thing is the elevators.
Yeah. Or watching everybody go, ooh, when the wall goes up after you're at the top.
Yeah.
But we went up there and we had lunch. We sat down and had some like ahi tuna and some.
You had $75. You had $75 a plate lunch at the top of the trade center.
We did. We had a beer and a shot each, and our appetizers. And it only came out to $4,732.25.
Ah, sounds
so
all right.
It wasn't too bad.
So you had a coupon, is what you're saying.
I did. I had one of those city's passes. You know how it works. But yeah, we did that, and then we went to the museum underneath, which is really, really heavy. And I actually learned a lot more this time than I did last time, just kind of how it looks and stuff, like things that I didn't get to see last time. And it was pretty dope. You did see the picture of the my favorite was Ghostbusters.
Yes, in front of the firehouse, the Ghostbusters firehouse, which I think is like now a residence, isn't it, where someone lives now?
It is, but the bottom is still kind of preserved. They live on top, and apparently, if the bottom's open, sometimes I'll let people go in. I don't think there's a car.
That's also what my wife says.
Tell you.
If the bottom's open, sometimes people come in.
You're so dumb. Yet. Where's it at? Hey, timing is everything. Yeah, that was cool. And then we bounced over. We bounced over to Chicago for a radio conference called Morning Show Boot Camp.
That looked really cool. It looked like there was like a lot of people lined up to do that. Like that was pretty.
Yeah,
it looked like there was a lot of people.
It's been the first in-person one since COVID. So a lot of people were chomping at the bit to get back, into the swing of things.
Yeah.
A lot of those people, I mean, got COVID, my wife says. But no, a lot of those people are East Coast. I mean, there's very few West Coasters that come out there. So they all know each other because they're close in proximity, and they all probably have worked together. And fought for jobs and stuff, where we come out there and there's only a couple of us from the West Coast that come through and we talk. Like Woody was there from the Woody Show, and there was Ryan from Coast 103.9 was there. 103.5, Jesus. But like also, hey, the old PD for KCAL was out there. Steve Hoffman, he's out in Vegas now. Yeah.
Steve Hoffman, yeah.
Yeah, so he came out there, ran into him and his new morning show in Vegas. So it was fun. We met a lot of cool people, dude.
And that counts as a work trip. So if the IRS is listening, 100% write off.
Yeah, and not to mention, we did post on social media while we were in New York, and we did record.
Yes,
that was a work trick too.
Yes.
So 100%. IRS,
the strip club, right? The strip club was also work related.
Well, of course, because that's my lifestyle. Right. I can't like not have the lifestyle. Right. The only thing I can't write off is probably the hookers.
Right, because that's just
going a little
too
wife.
Far. Yeah,
they weren't even for me, so they were for my wife. So I can't even say what kind they were. But she had fun.
I imagine with her hooker, she uses her Coast 103.5 voice.
No, actually,
that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
you're listening to me on the coast.
Coast, touch me right there on the coast.
That's not the coast. That'd be more like the bay.
Yeah, oh no, that's like 94.7. The way.
The way. What's funny is I was working at X1039, the radio station that you came drunk at a lot.
Yes.
And in the bathroom, they were playing Coast. So every time I went and took a leak, it was like, you're listening along the coast. It was like, oh my God.
I always just loved
the building. Play us.
Yeah. I always loved the wave sound that they add to the wave channel, because it's always
the way.
It's always like
little birds,
gentle.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. But yeah, it was a fun trip. We made it back.
It's my dream, Chris, to be hired as a Foley artist for
a what? A who?
Foley. 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 They're the ones that do like all the little clip clop, all the little sound effects that go in a movie. That's what I want to do.
I really would love to work on sound effects in a movie or the soundtrack, just by picking like popular music or old music to put in,
Or do you think Foley artists, like, do you go to school for that, or do you think you learn on the job, or do you start off like doing low level stuff like commercials and then you work your way up to porn and you have to do like the sound effects in porn where you're sitting there grunting like, give it to me. Oh yeah, it popped right out of there. Like you think there's first off, I think Foley artist you made up. But two, you think there's some of those for porn? Not only do I think it, I absolutely know it. They will add after sound effects for porn, because that's why you don't hear the director shouting instructions like, now get on top of her. Oh, you totally want to ride him now. So the reason you don't hear the director in a lot of those is they add the sound effects afterwards. And sometimes the actors they have it in their contract that they only have to perform. They don't have to re-record
noise.
So there's literally people who are employed who just like, there's girls who are really good at moaning and they do like the moaning sound effects. I think I'd be a really good, like, I'm struggling and I'm sweaty guy in porn. Like, yeah. And then the pop sound.
I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear any of that. I don't need to hear what it sounds like with you in the bedroom. But honestly, I'm a little worried why you know all of this. Like, I know that you grew up in Los Angeles and you're kind of a, what do they call those people? An idiot?
Yes.
So you probably have been in the porn business before.
Well, I was always the guy in the porn that never got laid. Like, believe it or not, I'm the only guy in porn who was never laid, because they would go, yeah, let's sleep with it. No, let's sleep with this other guy. And then I would stand there going, what? And then, so
that's because you didn't lay down. You stood there like you just said. Plus,
no, I never knew that it was a porn. So they'd hire me. Oh, you're going to stand there and deliver this pizza. And, I'd say, yeah, I'm here to deliver this pizza. And she goes, why don't you come in, big boy? And I go, no, I got a lot of other deliveries to make. So thank you. I took it a little too serious, the role.
If she asked for extra anchovies, you were just playing your fantasy of being and that kid in Loverboy, the movie. What was his name? He's actually McSteamy, or what the fuck his name is?
Patrick
Dempsey. Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, he Loverboy. Remember that movie, Loverboy, where he had extra anchovies and he shows up, he's a gigolo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why is that okay?
It's not okay. It's actually quite awesome.
Oh, it is awesome. But yeah, no, I don't believe that you worked in the industry, but I believe you've supported it immensely about your career and your life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, you should really look it up. But yes, there's literally people. In fact, there's someone to get on the podcast as a guest, someone who does the sound effects for porn.
Can you imagine? What was your audition like? Well, you would think it would be on a couch, but it wasn't.
They asked me if I could do the sound,
Yeah,
and I could, and therefore I was hired.
What they did is they showed me that one scene with what's his name, Billy Crystal, and it was what's the one movie where she moans in the cafe?
Not Sleepless in shit.
I know, I can't think of it.
Oh my
either.
gosh, why can't I remember it?
What's the movie with Billy Crystal and the chick goes? When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, and Meg Ryan.
Sound I've ever heard you make.
That was pretty close, though, wasn't it? No, that wasn't close, Evelyn. Come on, that was the closest. Okay, well, fine. Then we'll just play it right here. Oh, wait, that's a commercial. Hold on. Shut up. I don't want to watch your commercial. So anyway, let me find that scene real quick. But it's like, they're like the training video is just this when they walk in. Hold on. Are you still there? Did you die?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm fine. Here we go.
I never got involved. How do you know that?
Here you go.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
Oh.
That's all they show her. They're like, okay, so watch this
Oh,
and
God.
study it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
The old lady that says
right.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh.
That is
Yep.
actually the director's mother.
Oh God.
You mean right here?
I'll have what she's having.
That's Rob Reiner's mother.
Oh, that's cute. So he brought his mother in to say she wants the food that's going to make her orgasm.
Yes.
Wow, that's an interesting role to pick for your mother.
And that's the only line he ever gave her in a movie, and it was responding to that porn scene. Anyways,
Hilarious.
movie trivia time is over. So you had a fun time in Chicago. You learned a lot of stuff. You probably networked like crazy too, and got to meet a lot of people and introduce what you do over here. On the West
Yes.
Coast.
But the one thing I didn't mention, but you probably saw the video online, we were sitting the second day, Friday, we left to go get a drink and lunch out on the Navy Pier, which is very close to our hotel, which is a pretty dope place. They got restaurants out there. I went to Harry Carey's. We were sitting there at the bar, and I'm not kidding you. We were just sitting there, and they were practicing for an air show. And these Blue Angels flew over our head, not more than 10 stories higher,
Wow.
right over our head, right up. We didn't even know they were there until they were right above us. It scared the hell out of us. So I have some video of them off to the side that I think you saw on our social media.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get right above us. And they did that 3 times. The last time, I swear to you, they were not higher than about 6 stories high.
Wow.
It was nuts.
That would have scared the hell. Kind of would have scared the hell out of me. To be
Oh,
honest.
everybody around was everybody. As soon as they came over, because you didn't hear them until they were right there, everybody screamed. Even Evelyn. I'm like, little Pete came out. Like, it was nuts, dude. So it was that was the coolest thing about the trip that wasn't part of the conference, I'd have to say.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Glad to have you back. In any of this, did you get any delays, canceled flights, anything like that? Since everyone seems to be experiencing that right now.
Oh, let me think. No, actually, but
Wow.
they did that whole, like, you didn't pay extra to pick your seat, so you and your wife are going to sit 17 rows away. We did go to the counter and they moved us together, but that was about it.
Did you have to pretend that she was mentally disabled so that you can get on the flight together?
No, I do that when I check in. I just check that box. Do you need extra assistance? I don't have to say anything.
Yeah. Well,
See,
I
you
have
never did that.
Well, yeah. Well, what I do too is like when I'm traveling alone for business,
Yeah.
is like my leg really is legitimately injured, and I am not in the greatest of shape with that.
And you're on the
I-
spectrum, so
and I'm on the spectrum. But what I could do is I could literally crank up the like I try to, as I walk, hide my limp, right? Like I have a limp and I try and hide it. But what I do when I'm traveling is I unhide the limp and I let it be very pronounced. And when they say, those of you who need a little bit more time to board, I just kind of like hobble up to the counter and I go, yeah, I need a little bit of time. And then they let me on board, because for that exact reason, like I know what seat I want in the plane. I don't want to wait for people. I
oh,
wanna
you're
make sure my bag's on-
Southwest.
Oh yeah, Southwest, or sometimes
That's right.
it's even just, they'll say, we have an oversold flight. Is anyone willing to give up their seat? And that's when I go up
Yes.
and I go, I need a little bit of time extra, because I want to make sure I get on the plane. So I'm the first one on.
You're hilarious. The funny
Yeah.
thing is I don't. You hiding your limp makes you look like you're walking like a chicken, by the way. Nobody's ever told you this.
Well, that's also because I do the clucky things with my arms, and that's probably makes it worse.
He just walks around.
And I shouldn't have the music playing while I'm walking.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Also probably
That's your
something
theme
else.
music. But I wanted to bring something up. Actually, you sent me a picture here recently of something happening in your house. Now, it wasn't the one with your wife. It was the other one.
Yeah, that's right. Good. I'm glad you didn't want to bring that one up.
No, the one
yeah.
where she's actually cleaning your house.
Yes,
Just
that
mess. Yeah, no, that one. No, your air conditioner broke again, right?
Yeah.
This is amazing. I love it. This is keep going. Let's keep going.
Oh my God. So I've already paid about $3,000 to get the air conditioner replaced or like fix the condenser replaced and all that. And
in money or in sexual favors?
Both. How do you think I got it down to that price?
No,
I could suck the golf ball through a garden hose. So
want the reference back, dude.
Thank you. You're welcome for that one. I can suck the chrome off a trailer hitch.
Oh, Jenny McCarthy.
There you go. So anyways, I really was for getting really frustrated because it would like at nighttime our thermostat would just go blank and just turn off, and like it wasn't getting power. But you go out and you check the power. Okay, it's getting power. It's like everything's fine.
Hey, hold on. This is a smart thermostat.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. I have a phone ringing. Hold on.
Oh, I want to hear this. Must be work. This is a fun segment. You think it's his?
All right.
lawyer?
It wasn't anyone important. It was just my boss. So,
It
anyways,
wasn't your lawyer?
no.
You being sued again?
No, no, not yet. I haven't been sued in a while.
Okay.
So I get frustrated that it was like I just paid all this money to get fixed, and the thermostat would shut off, and so because it would shut off, it's not sending a signal to the thing to turn on, so it just would get really hot, and it was seeming to happen like at nighttime, and it would then just magically come back on the next morning, and everything would work, and we didn't know what it was or anything like that. So had the guy out, and it was kind of like when you take your kid to the doctor. When you go to take your kid to the doctor because they're feeling sick, and then when you get them to the doctor, everything's fine, and the doctor's like, well, everything looks fine to me. And you look at your kid and you're like, come on, an hour ago you were sick. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
The guy came out, looked at it, and it had turned back on like an hour before he got there. He's like, well, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's like, of course not, because it's working right now. So it stopped working again last night. This morning I call him. He's like, well, let me get over there while it's not working. And he checks it out. And apparently, luckily, I mean, I still have no idea how much it's going to cost me because the guys had to come out twice now. But it's a sensor part that is inside the furnace. The sensor was causing it to trip and turn off as like a safety precaution, which was making it turn off at the thermostat. So supposedly, by bypassing this, it should now work just totally fine. I have no idea how much this is going to wind up costing me, but whatever.
So what you're saying is you're going to pay this guy $125 an hour.
Yep.
Come out twice.
Yep.
To push a button.
No, he literally like took clippers and cut out he goes, this sensor is kind of like what they used a while ago. He goes, we have new ones. He goes, I'll eventually bring you the new one. He goes, but for now we could totally bypass the sensor. It's kind of like what do they call it? Like a redundancy. Like it's a backup. It's a backup to a backup. He was like, it's really not 100% needed. Like you could live without it. He goes, we'll eventually get you a new one, but for now, so that everything works, why don't we cut this out and then like at least it'll work. And I'm like, fine, whatever. But yeah, you're right. About $125 an hour. He's came out twice plus whatever the part costs, which I looked up online is like $75. And I'm sure it'll add up to $500 or something somehow. Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah, you're gonna pay a lot of money for that. It sucks because in the winter when it freezes over and you got to fix it from, not working to blow hot air, because it's a two type of blows hot air, blows cold air, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, no, it's gonna die when it's negative 14 degrees and you're gonna have to pay.
And then the guy won't come out. Then the guy's like, "Are you kidding me? You want me to come out now?"
Right.
No.
It's like, do you have a tank and a flamethrower we could melt the way?
Oddly enough, in weather news, we went from we had about 70 days. We had 67 days that were 100 degrees or more. So 67 out of 70 days that were 100 degrees or more. And we hadn't had any rain, which is unusual because, normally out here it rains every 7 to 10 days. You at least get some rain. And that's why everything's so green and all that. So in a 36-hour period, so we finally got rain. In a 36-hour period, we got 9.5 inches of rain. And I looked, the city of Los Angeles got 9.75 inches of rain all of last year. We got it in 36 hours.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are bigger in Texas. You do everything bigger.
Yeah, I know, right? It just like this. And I tell everyone, like, when it rains in the South, man, it's a different type of rain, right? Like the sky opened up and sheets of water just came down for like 24 hours straight. Like just never stopped. Our pool overflowed. Like the drain couldn't keep up with the pool. Like it was just like I was like, well, I could hear it draining. Like, I know it's draining. It couldn't drain faster than the water was going in. So it was just, oh my gosh. It was draining into your air conditioner, actually, is what happened. Yeah. Oh man, I know. I'm sure that'll be the next problem. But anyways, it was 100 and something here for like the last week and a half, right? But we were gone for the week. So we were in New York and Chicago, and we had the best weather. And the last day we were leaving both cities, it was raining. So my wife kept saying that the cities were crying that we were leaving. I kind of think they were just trying to give us monkeypox. Oh, yes. Well, that and you were having gay sex.
No.
I believe so. That's what Evelyn told me. She caught you 2 times. So, hey, I also sent you a text. I had seen a movie that you had mentioned.
Yes.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Didn't think was going to be good, right? Like there's some movies where you kind of know going in, you're like, okay, this is probably not going to be good, but I want to watch something. Right.
Push the button.
Push the button.
Got me, hooray, 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 hooray for Hollywood.
And there's these movie categories where you're super excited. Spider-Man's coming out. You're like, I'm in line day one. I'm gonna go see this bad boy or whatever, or a new Marvel movie, or even just certain movies where they're more artsy fartsy movies that you're probably gonna enjoy, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I thought was fabulous.
I haven't seen it all the way through yet.
Yeah, all of these. So the movie Prey had come out, and I paid it absolutely no attention because I thought, oh my God, it's like the 8th sequel in the Predator franchise. I mean, everyone knows the original and it was really good. I don't even think I made it all the way through the second one. And so I've ignored every single one. No, I think
second one's with Gary Busey.
Yeah, Gary Busey. That's right.
And it has what's his face?
It still isn't very good.
It is. It's really damn good. No, talking about it. It's got we're all gonna die from aliens in there too. And it's got Gary Busey, the Indian dude, the chick from Total Recall.
It's okay, but it's not great. And then everything's been down.
Oh, Danny Glover. We're forgetting the main character. Danny Glover's in it. Come on. It's a great movie.
You forgot him just because he was black.
That's not true. I forgot it because he was in Lethal Weapon.
That's right. True. The greatest movie franchise of all time. Better than Star Wars. Anyways, so everything has been down since then. So you hear there's a prequel for Predator coming out, and it's like set in like the 1700s, and you're like, blah, like that just sounds like snooze fest. I'm just not interested, and I had absolutely no interest in it. You mentioned that it was pretty interesting.
It was really good.
Yeah, well, you kind of didn't give too much away. You were just kind of like hinting, like, "Hey, man, it's actually worth a watch." Like,
well, the way they put it together, and without giving too much away, but the whole premise of the movie is the first time the Predator came to Earth to hunt, and that was in the 1700s. So who was living? Indians, fur traders, white people trying to take over America.
Yeah.
And that's where he ends up, and it's dope. So keep going.
So I said, the wife and I were just looking for something to watch. We just didn't want to do anything. And I said, listen, I don't want to watch anything serious. we were thinking about watching something on Turner Classic Movies. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch anything where I have to think. I want to like brain candy movie. Like I want just like, can we just watch a popcorn flick?
Yeah, like a Marvel movie or something.
Right, exactly. And I said, why don't we? I said, Chris said that this movie was actually pretty decent, and I've heard it got pretty good reviews. So why don't we throw this movie on? And normally she wouldn't go for these types of movies. These are definitely not up her alley, but she's like, yeah, let's do it. So we put it on, and honestly, it was a really good movie. It was super enjoyable, really, really fun. God, the lead actress is Hubba Hubba. I was digging
Amber Midthunder. Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah, she was a pretty awesome. But yeah, it basically is a story of the first Predator landing. It's the origin story of where they first kind of come to, I guess, check out the world. And what I liked about it was there was so much non-dialogue scenes in the movie.
Yes.
And I hate when they feel like they have to overwrite something or overdo something. And the fact that there was so many scenes where there was minimal communication, whether it was through hand signals or it was maybe just her talking to the dog, or it was whatever. But there is literally where you could have 20 minutes of the movie where maybe 20 words were uttered or less. And I found that if you could still tell a story without having to use too much words, you've done a really good job at the visual part of the movie. And I really enjoyed that. And I also thought that the dog was fantastic.
Yes. And I don't even like dogs. That dog was badass. Like that dog. Okay. So now the one thing that I really enjoyed, no, not the one thing, but two of the things that I really enjoyed about it was, the Predator wasn't there just hunting humans. He was just hunting somebody that was
another predator.
Threat. Yes. Yeah. So he killed the wolf or whatever, the dingo or whatever it was. And then the bear scene was the best.
Yeah. The bear scene was awesome.
It was dope.
It's like he came to Earth to challenge himself against whatever predators are on this planet. And that's why there's a certain scene, once again, not giving really anything away, but there is a scene where she realizes, like, if he doesn't see you as a predator, if he sees you as prey, he kind of leaves you alone. And she uses that to her advantage in a scene. And I thought it was a really inventive way of telling a story. And this kind of goes to my point of, there's a lot of this is definitely a female empowerment movie, right?
See, and that's what I was gonna say. Like,
but it didn't have to be this forced thing. It was a good story. Like men will go see a good movie that has a female lead. You don't have to like push a bunch of woke shit in there. You can just make a good movie and we'll see it. We don't care that it's a woman. It was like, oh, this movie's pretty dope. Like,
I was gonna say that actually, because they did it. They made the movie. It's a great movie. The lead, Amber, she's amazing. Dakota, all of them kick ass, right? But the way they like nonchalantly made a female lead, and she was like not heard by the guys, and the guys kind of like ended up hearing her a little bit, and then she ended up being like the hero. They did all that, and not one of these people that are white and hate women and all that stuff, they probably watched the movie and didn't think of anything.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And it was also period appropriate, right? The fur trappers that are the French Canadians. It wasn't that they hated women; they hated anyone that wasn't them, and they're probably going to wind up raping her at some point and all that. Like, it was kind of true to form. So when they were like when I watch a modern movie and it's like some girl who's had every benefit in humankind is still telling me how oppressed she is, I'm like, oh my God, cry me a freaking river. But you see this like Comanche woman and like, yeah, she had to overcome some stuff and she did, and it was good. And you did a good job at telling the story. And I don't know. That's what I liked about it. I also thought the kind of that there was a.
Are you having a stroke?
No, there was like it was a journey. It wasn't just an action predator movie. It was kind of a journey movie. It was like she's going to wander off into the wilderness and conquer her
she's gonna prove what she knows, that there's something out there, and she's just gonna make it happen.
And for an action movie, while there was tons of really good action, it wasn't like it was jump scares. Everything every 15 seconds something was going on. There was long stretches where it's just them running or hiding or she's trying to set a trap, or like it felt so much more like not a modern movie where they feel like they need to jump scare you every 15 seconds or whatever. And I really like that. I also really like that they didn't kill the dog. You figure
I thought the dog was going to die 100%.
I thought the dog was going to die on like 4 separate occasions, and he didn't. So, good job on them. The other thing I thought was funny is, so the movie it says it takes place, on the northern Great Plains.
Yes.
But all the warriors are Comanches, and the Comanches weren't on the northern Great Plains. They were only in Texas, New Mexico, a little bit of Kansas. So they were a little wrong on that.
Yeah.
I also noticed on a couple of occasions, she said the same lines that Schwarzenegger says in the original Predator.
Oh, I'm sure there was a couple. I didn't catch any though.
Yeah, there was one. There was the one that, oh God, what was it? The one of them was like, oh gosh, it was
I don't remember.
Do it now.
Oh, yeah.
She says, do it now. There's another one where she says something about, I don't know, but I just remember like when it would come up in the movie, I would lean over to Monique. I'm like, that's from the original Predator. Like I remember that line.
How about when she was she got stuck in that like not too many spoilers, but she got stuck in that like quicksand thing. The mud, and you're like, oh my God, she's gonna be in there and she's gonna be covered in mud, and the Predator's gonna come by and he's not gonna see her because she's covered in mud. This is from the first movie, and then that doesn't happen. And you're like, well, shit.
Yeah. The other one that I remember was from the original was, I know this thing can be killed. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. Yeah. And honestly, when that bear got a hold of it, that was
pretty dope. The bear kind of effed that thing up. Like the bear was like the biggest challenge to the Predator. Like if it was a straight up fight, the bear was like, let's do this, dude, let's rumble. And the Predator kept cheating because like, oh, I'm getting my ass kicked, let me go invisible. Like I want, like, okay, dude, like take off your invisibility cloak and people can actually whoop on you a little bit.
Now I've got a shield, now I've got some red dots on you. That was really smart of her. I'm not going to spoil that. But also swimming into a beaver's dam.
That's the name of my porn that I did.
I actually would probably
it was Swimming into a Beaver's Dam by Eric Leckie was the first porn film that I directed.
You directed this one.
I did. I directed this one and did the sound effects. And so I did the beaver sound effects was something like this. I don't know my animals. I'm not a zoologist, but beavers having sex with humans into the beaver dam.
No, I mean, I know there's lots of wood in a beaver dam, but I don't think that was probably something you should have done.
Correct. Anyways, I actually recommend people go out and buy, go out and see it. Stream it from your home domicile.
It's a good movie.
It was a really good movie, and let's face it, there's not a lot of good content out there right now from a movie standpoint, like at least anything new. And so, of all the new things that are out, this is probably the only thing I've would recommend in the last, like, I don't know, couple months. Unless you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick,
I haven't,
then I would say go see this.
Yeah, I got to see Top Gun Maverick, but I should probably watch the first Top Gun 2 first.
You do need to see this first Top Gun, but you could see this Maverick without seeing the first one, and you would totally be fine. Like you would get the gist. You're smart enough to understand, oh, they're referencing that's that guy's kid from the first one. Like it makes a lot of sense. It's not too difficult.
Well, there you go.
All right, before we get going though.
I
do have an SMRT that I'd like to get to.
I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
Okay. No, this isn't our typical one. Well, it is typical because it involves Florida, but it's not a typical one where it's like someone's committing a wacky crime, even though crime is involved in this. It's just more about someone being stupid. So this takes place at Epcot, which you have been there. I have not been there, right?
Okay.
You've been to Epcot, right? A couple times or once?
Yeah, I've been there once.
Okay. So according to an incident report for the Orange County Sheriff's Office on April 14th, deputies responded to the resort where a woman claimed someone was using her American Express card, which was attached to her Apple Watch after losing it the day before. So basically, she was on a ride, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, which is a very slow ride. Think the Pinocchio ride in Disneyland or the Little Mermaid ride or what have you. It's a very slow ride. It's a great ride to go on like when you're resting and you just want to like chill somewhere for the day.
Yep.
So she claims that she was adjusting her Apple Watch and it popped off when she began fidgeting with it and it fell through the grated floor.
Okay.
Well, her husband, so she tried to reach out and get the watch. And it caused the ride to stop. And they said, no one gets, you may not exit the vehicles. or repeat. They did one of those things. Well, then the husband reportedly jumped off the ride, like completely off the ride, to go get the watch. And then the ride stopped again. They were approached by a cast member and said that the watch would be retrieved to her and returned to her hotel. They even took down her information, what room she's in. Well, she said she told them, I don't want to wait for it because this is a special Apple Watch that it has a special Hermes band on it. I paid extra for the band. It's a really expensive watch. And they said, don't worry about it. This kind of thing happens. We'll get you your watch and get it to your hotel. It's not a problem. So she gets back on the ride. They finish the ride. And of course, hours later, the woman says she's starting to receive fraud alerts on her Amex card and continued to receive them throughout the day. The victim says she shut down all the cards attached to her watch, including an American Express card. Now we're going to play a game, and it's called, Chris, how much in charges did she have in a fraudulent charges in losing her Hermes Apple Watch?
Well, I mean, she said American Express.
And in a couple of hours, right? A couple of hours.
American Express?
Mm-hmm.
Did she say the color of the card by chance?
No, she did not.
Okay. Then I'll speculate that it's not a black card. Okay. I would say $10,000.
Well, that's a pretty high number, except for it's not high enough because the woman experienced $40,000 in fraudulent charges were made on her American Express card in just the few hours. Disney security was made aware of the incident, the report states. And so here was her mistake, in my opinion. When it fell off, first of all, don't adjust your Apple Watch while hanging off the side of a ride. That's stupid. Anyways, but whatever. So she got this special band on there, a Hermes band, and she started announcing to people that it was a Hermes band on the watch. Yeah. Well, the band on this watch, just the band, not the watch, costs $2,000. So when you're in, and she apparently kept announcing this to everyone, I have to get this watch. It has a $2,000 Hermes band on it, blah, blah, blah. That was your mistake. If they just thought it was a regular Apple Watch, maybe, but you just revealed that you're the type of person who's willing to spend $2,000 on a band. So they know, wow, actually there's probably other things I could buy, like if there's a card attached to this watch, there's a high spending limit. And you just, so obviously it had to be a cast member, right? Like a cast member tossed it to a friend, called a friend up and said, I'm going to hand you this watch, take it out and go spend like crazy or something like that, right? It has to be.
Threw it over the fence and was like, just walk over here and I'll pass it to you through the gate. And then go out and buy me a brand new iPhone 7. So would they get like one iPhone out of that whole thing?
Well, but also think about it in terms of from American Express's standpoint, they're never going to investigate it. I read another report where it says when she filed the police report, the police told her, yeah, you should really track down and see what information you can find. Like they didn't even want to help her. They told her to track down the information. So she got Disney security involved. Disney security claims that they're going to go after. But here's the thing. If Disney were to find out that an employee did this, like let's say they had proof, they don't want that to get out because then people would be thinking that, oh, these employees are going to shaft you. So Disney would cover it up. They would say, well, we didn't find anything. We don't know what happened. Disney's not going to say, yeah, one of our employees stole from one of our guests. They don't want that to get out there. So this woman's basically, luckily from another article I read, it says that Amex basically is dismissing all the charges. So of course she's not going to get charged for it. And this person is getting away with $40,000 of free stuff, whoever got the watch.
Wow. They don't even know what they got or where they were at. That's weird to me because there's lots of cameras everywhere, especially in Disney World.
Especially, yes.
But if they were using a watch to pay for things, usually you have to know a code or something to get the watch open.
I wonder if the guy, when she said it fell off and I'll get it to your hotel, ma'am. Yes, we'll get it to your hotel. I need your room number. I need your passcode to the Apple Watch. And I need, like, what it
last four of your social.
The last four of your social. And it's really important to know your mother's maiden name. That's important so we can get the watch back to you. Yeah.
That's so hilarious. Like somebody can't find your mother's maiden name now online. Like that should be, the security question should be like, how many times do you jerk off a day?
17.
How many times have you kicked a dog when it wasn't yours?
3.
I guess it shouldn't be numbers. It should be more like how many well, not how many. It should be like so what would you have named yourself if you were to do so? And it's like Max Power.
Yeah.
Or Or like, what would your wife's name be if you could have picked? And it'd be like Beyonce.
Charlize Theron. Yeah. So,
Nev Campbell.
so basically, I'm just really impressed that someone was able to, in a few hours, rack up $40,000 because, like you said, they had to get first of all, they had to get the watch, right?
Yeah.
So it had to take a little bit of time for the employee to get the watch, not be seen, hand it off to someone, whatever. Then you have to get it into the hands of someone who can start spending on. Then you got to figure out, you got to scroll through the watch and find out okay, now I found it. Now I can start purchasing things. Well, how do I get my hands on these things? Because if I order it to my house, they're going to be able to track that. Yeah. So this took some time. So it wasn't like 5 minutes later, someone's scrolling on Amazon and buying things. And here's the other thing that I can't find in any of the articles about this incident. I want to know what they bought. I would really, really like to know a list of, I think that's such an important part of the story. I want to know what someone bought.
What if they just opened up a quick Square account, charged it to their business or some sort of whatever to their money, and they just got the money out of it? Can you do that?
Yeah, I guess you could. Like, pay. Yeah, open a Square account.
Pay yourself.
Send someone an invoice for $40,000. Pay yourself the $40,000. Then close that Square account that you opened under a false name.
Yep. See, I could be a criminal, but I'm not. So keep that. Whoever's listening, remember, I could be a criminal, but I'm not. I'd be a really good criminal too.
Yeah, you would be. I think I would be a really good homeless guy.
Now I'm preaching to the two people that listen to us. No, be a criminal. We don't really like this show.
Well, speaking of people listening to us, I have a show called Listen to This, which just ended its 8th season. And thank you everyone for listening. But please go back and stream all previous episodes, and season 9 coming soon. And of course, go to This Is Funner for all your entertainment needs.
Yeah, do that, please. And check out everything that's up there. We got interviews with Tom Likas. We got interviews with the COO of Orange County Choppers. We have interviews with, I can't remember anything else in my brain right now. That's not actually an interview. That's just me.
That should be the name of the show.
So we got electric cars, we got sports, we've got kids shows, we got everything up there. So check it out. And make sure to follow me, Chris_Donovan, and you can follow Eric at your mom's house.
Rat Pack, also at your mom's house. And like I said, go to This Is Funner, and we'll be talking to you next week.
All right. Thank you. Rate, review, subscribe. Peace out.
Later.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.